All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Sergey, and welcome to our webinar. This is our fifth webinar, and today it will be about reports in Fibery. Some housekeeping info, as always. This webinar will last about 30 to 40 minutes, and during it, we will be building some beautiful charts based on some real-world data. And then you can ask any questions you like. You can also ask questions during the demo, and I will try to answer them if it works out. You can type them into the comments window. Also in chat, there will be Paulina, our customer success. She will answer some of your questions as well. We will also record the webinar, and it will arrive on YouTube channel soon, and for sure, we will send you a follow-up. As I see, we have already have some questions in Ask a Question section, and I will answer them after webinar. Some of them may become already clear. All right. Unlike a previous webinar, where we have a specific workspace for those webinar, this webinar we will handle on some real-world workspace, which we use for develop Fibery. So Fibery team uses for creating Fibery. We call it the fibery.io. Here in Fibery, we use our tool almost for everything. As you can see, we have plenty of spaces here. We use it for strategy, for product management, soft dev, hiring, statistics, accounting, vacations, all possible stuff. All right, so let's jump into this employees space. And here we see employees database, and it is actually a list of people who work in Fibery. Let's analyze those data. Let's create a report on it. So report in Fibery is just one type of view. So we have table view, board view, and we have a report view as well. So let's press create a report button, and let's name it somehow like employees report. Some words about reporting in general. In Fibery, report view is quite different from other types of views. Because for reporting, we've created an integration with a tool called Vizydrop. It's not available as a standalone tool, but it exists as an integration in such tools as Fibery and TargetProds. It's a general-purpose reporting tool. If you have some experience with reporting, probably you have worked with tools like Tableau, which is one of the leaders of the market, or others. So reporting with Fibery will be quite similar. So here, let's see what we have on the screen. Here on the left side, we see a list of data sources that we can build reports upon. So Fibery is just one of data sources. You can also build reports by Google Sheets data, Google Analytics data, Trello, MongoDB, Jira, and some others. But today we'll be mostly building reports based on Fibery data. So let's proceed. Here we see several visualizations that reporting supports. The charts, tables, metrics, which is actually simply a number, and a well-known pie chart. Let's create a chart this time. Here we need to select whether the report will be based on current data or historical data, and a list of databases that will be data from which we'll be using in report. Let's select employee here, as we plan to build report based on employee data. We press create button, wait a bit, and right now we are in report editor screen. Some words about it. So here you see this update every 60 minutes setting. So as I've told previously, report view is quite different from other views. So for example, if you open a table view in Fibery and another person in another browser change some data here, it will be updated live on your tab as well. Reports works differently. they are updated periodically. Report engine gets data from a data source. In our case, it's Fibery, but can be Google Analytics periodically. And we can set up how often report is updated. Or we can press this button and it will be updated manually. And here you can see a list of fields, which are actually the fields from our employees database. Here in Fibery, we all used to live in Belarus. But because of political crisis, many people moved. And right now we are a distributed company. We have people from many countries. So let's see it. We have those country field in our data fields list. So I simply drag this country field and drop it on this x-axis. Oops, once again. My touchpad is too small. Okay, by default, we have the scatter plot visualization, but let's change it to bar chart. It's more suitable for this case. So you see, we have 11 people in Poland, 8 people in Belarus, 4 people in Cyprus, and 1 people Denmark, Finland, and Russia. By default, if you don't drop anything here on this y-axis, count of records is used. But I can drop this count of records as well, and nothing will change. Also, I can click this bar here and then press on this data button and see only those 8 people who live in Belarus right now. Wait a second, pop-up should open. Okay, somewhat slow. Here I can press on those links and I will be in another tab, entity view in Fibery will open as well, so you can navigate to your entity view screen. All right, so this is how you can discover data as well. As you can see, also here is one person doesn't have country set up, so it's no country. Let's see it. It's Lena, and unfortunately, she doesn't work in Fibery anymore. She has retired state. I can filter her out using filters. I press those filter button and add a filter and select state is not retired. Okay. Once again, need to wait a bit. Okay. And you see those bar disappears. Okay, we've seen distribution by country. Let's build another report to see distribution by age. There are 2 ways to do so. One way is to create another view, like another report, name it like employees by age or something. But also, you can create another visualization immediately here in reports. So it's like subviews. So we can name it like by country. And here, I can add another chart immediately and name it like by age. Let's once again drop those country field here. Change type to bar chart and okay, we don't have those age field here in a list of data fields of employee database, but we have this birthday field. So we can calculate age from birthday. There are 2 ways to do so. One way is to go to employees database and add a formula field and name it like age. Okay, waiting while pop up. So I'm using a new browser, so nothing is cached for me. Okay, how to calculate it? So I simply use a today function, subtract this birthday, convert the result to days, and divide it by a number of days in a year. Also, I probably want to round it because, for example, me, I'm 34, like 0.8 years old, and I don't want to see 35. I want to see 34. So I round it down to the nearest integer. Okay, I save it. and go to employees report again. Here I press configure to enter the setup. And here, okay, you see, we have now this age once again, because report is updated only once per 60 minutes. But I can update data manually. And right now we see those age field. I drag and drop it to this y-axis. All right, I am not interested in sum of ages by country. I want to see something like average. So I press those setup button, and here I can choose different aggregation types. For example, I select average. And here we see average age by country. So for example, people who moved to Poland, their average age is 31. Cyprus is larger in Belarus, 35, quite an average one. Also, you know, they say that average is not the best metric, but you better should use percentile. If you don't know what percentile is, you better go and read it. It's quite popular in statistics. So how to achieve it? I don't see this percentile here in a list of aggregation functions, but I can press those calculation, and here I see calculation pop-up. It's quite similar to what you see in formulas pop-up in Fibery. Let me check that everything goes okay. Yeah, it goes okay. So it's quite similar to pop-up to formula pop-up that you see in Fibery, but it is by no means related to it. It's a separate product, you know, and it's a separate functions that you got that are more related to visualization. So here you will find like running functions, totals, etc. Here you'll see help immediately, and you can find something here. So basically, I wanted to use percentile, like 50th percentile, all right, 0.5. And also probably I want to compare 50th percentile to like 95th to see how age is distributed in a country. So I simply double click on this y-axis and add another calculation. And here it will be like 95th percentile. As you can see, I can put as much calculations on this y-axis as I want to. And those bars are now divided by colors. You know, we have 2 bars for each country. And for example, we can see that in Poland, ages are quite distributed, like 50th percentile is 29, 95th is almost 40 years old. But for Cyprus, they live for people of almost similar age. All right, I can change colors, by the way. I can press here and change the color of those bars. Okay, let's add another view. Let's also let's see distribution by age. How many people in different age categories do we have? By age category, let's name it something like this. Something like this. So basically, you see that age is a number field, but I can convert it to a category field. How? Using these intervals. Let me do this, and you'll immediately understand what's happening. Here, here 10 is a number of intervals, but as we have too little people in Fibery, like 25 or something, let's select 4 intervals. And let's see our data. You see, it was automatically divided based on data to 4 intervals, like from 0 to 27 years old, from 29 to 36, and so on. And here we see count of records as well. All right. That was it for the introduction. All right, so I press finish button, and now I'm located on this view screen that every person will see when he opens your report. Here you see those subviews, and you can easily navigate through them. But also, what's important, you can add filters here. And those filters will be user filters. Like everybody can create them, and they will be stored specifically for those users. So everyone can dig into data and filter out something. Also, what I've forgotten to tell you, you can not only filter by data source fields, but also filter by those calculation fields. Like, for example, we can leave only those bars where count of records is greater than, for example, 3. And you see only 3 bars left. And I can remove it as well. Also here, I can press those 3 dots and see possible options. Here we can configure reports. We can browse our data. This will be actually data from our database. Also, we can export our data, print it, and also we can share. We can generate a link. And for example, let me copy it and paste into those tabs. And you can share it with anyone else. Let's wait until it loads. Yeah, so people will see exactly this, and they will not be able, to change data. They also won't get access to those data sources. They will simply see what you allowed them to see. All right, let's go back. So, okay, we built some, basic reports based on employees, just to get used to this report editor and capabilities that we have. Right now, let's build something useful based on Fibery data. Let's go to product management space. Let's create a folder here. I'll name it webinar reports. All right, so let me first briefly describe what we are going to build. In Fibery, we have this product area database, which is basically a list of product areas we have in Fibery. And let's build a report that will show us how important each product area is based on user feedback. So if, for example, people gives a lot of feedback on some product area, it means that probably it needs some, modifications. How this is organized in Fibery? Let's go to this new relations tab, which I personally enjoy a lot. And we can see that there are several databases that are related to product area. They are insights, stories, bugs, features, and ideas. So how it works for us? Probably Paulina covered this topic in previous webinars. So when some customer tells us about some problems in our product, we create an insight with his feedback. Then when we come up with some solutions to those problems, we create an idea and describe those solutions. And if it works out and we all agree that it's important, then we split it to features, and later features are executed by stories and bugs. And to each one of those databases, feedback can be linked. So feedback can be linked to a bug, to an insight, to an idea, to feature as well. All right, so let's create a report and name it most requested. Unsuccessful edit. All right. By the way, our account, the Fibery that we are using to develop Fibery, so it is located on staging environment, and every commit to our code base is automatically deployed there. So sometimes things can be broken there. Right, so let's create a chart, but this time let's select several databases. Let's select all databases that I've mentioned that will link feedback to. It is feature, idea, insight, bug, and story. This time report will be not created so fast because a lot of data need to be imported to the report engine. All right, we are done. So let's open this source data panel. As you can see, it is just a table. In case when you select one database, it's clear, so it will have those fields that you have in your database. In case when you select several databases, fields with same name will be merged, like name, for example, or modification date, or assignings. And fields with which are specific for some database, like pull requests or, for example, product area. So they be fulfilled for those databases, and for other, like they will be left empty. In our case, we have this number of references field, which tells how many times those entity, like feature and idea, was referenced during last 6 months. So you know we have these references in Fibery when you select some text and link it to an entity. Let's drop it here to this x-axis. And let's drop product area to this y-axis. And let's change chart visualization to stacked bar this time. And also, probably, let's use entity database name as a color. Yeah, let's me collapse a menu. Okay, so what we see here, for example, we see that blocks product area has 45 requests for features that are related to this product area, and 7 from insights. We see those no product area. We can filter it out. Let's say that product area server should exist. Let's scroll down and see if we have a clear leader. Oh yeah, here it is, permissions. So it's clearly the most requested product area that we have. As always, you can press those bar and navigate to the data panel and explore what features do we have here. All right, that was useful. Now let's try another type of view that reports provides, table. While those charts are useful, it provides you a beautiful picture, but with a table, table are more dense. You can put more data there. Let's try it. Let's build a similar view that we've built before, like most requested as well. Most requested, like, I don't know, whatever. So we will group by product area as previously, and I drag and drop to this group by field. But this time, let's see names of those entities. Let's see maybe states of those entities. And let's see those number of references as well. Oops. Oops, sorry. All right, let's drop it here. This time, let's filter entities that have a number of references less than, for example, 3, to see only important ones. Number of references less. I put less. I want greater. Okay, greater than 3. And also, let's sort them out. So you see now they come in arbitrary order. Let's sort it so that sort descending, so most important ones goes on the top. And let's see what we've got here. Also, we can set a color to this product array just to make our table more beautiful. All right, need to wait a bit once more. Okay, so here I can expand those Oh wow, what happens to my touchpad? Should I use a mouse? Yeah, I will. So I can increase width, and I can scroll here. So for example, if you come to those uh, permissions product area, let's see, it should be somewhere here. Yeah, we can see a clear lizard here. It's entity level permissions. And I can navigate to an entity here and read its description and all the stuff, all comments there. You can see that this view is quite similar that you can build, for example, with help of hierarchical view in Fibery. But this reports view have some advantages as well. You see those totals here on the bottom. Also, you can share it to your, for example, stakeholders or whatever, whoever you want to. Yeah. You can, and also you can apply user filters here. So yeah, I like it. All right, let's build something else. Yeah, this is like was most requested. Let's build a report that shows how features were done in Fibery during time. So let's name it like simply like features report, okay? Or we can name it like features over time. This time we will select a feature, the database, and that's it. All right, so here in Fibery, our feature database has its planet dates. Actually, they are not planet when we finish feature. We just adjust those planet dates and to an actual value. So you simply drag and drop it to those x-axis. This time, let's use those area chart. Let's also split those charts by release importance. So we see, we can see, you see, we have three charts: one for must-have features, one for strong desire, and one for maybe. And maybe let's make it even more beautiful and put call to frequency field to a label. And also we can interpolate it with smooth, so lines will become not so sharp, you know. So here you see how features were done over time. Like for example, on second quartile of 2021, we've completed 18 features, and on the pop-up you can see that it is 10 more than previous months. You can see until here we simply didn't have this release importance field. That's why previously all features have this maybe release importance, because we simply created those release importance field and maybe was just the default value. But later we started tracking it, and you can see how it goes. Also, we can add a table here that will show which features do we have in progress. Yeah, we can achieve this with help, for example, of timeline, but let's see how it will look like via table reports. So I take a name field here. Also, I want to see a list of assignees here. I want to see, okay, state, let's filter state. So it will be in progress. All right. Let's see, cycle time. Let's see, an owner as well. And some useful counts you can imagine. Also, we can, for example, group it by release importance. And let's group it by product area as well. And let's give those groups colors so it will become even more visual. This one will be blue, and this one, let's make it like red, orange, whatever it is. Let's press finish and see what we've got here. So you see here we have this grouping, and we can create as deep hierarchy as we want to. We see people assigned to those features. All right, one thing I want to mention here: assignees is a collection. So that's why those feature introduce pages made of blocks. It has 3 assignees. That's why it exists 3 times here for each element of collection. I can fix this. I can go to assignees field, press edit, and create a formula here. I want to aggregate those fields. Text aggregate. You can read the description of this function here. Combines all text values into one. And you see they just combined with a comma. Yeah, as previously, we have these totals here and all the stuff. All right, so we've built some useful reports. And now let's maybe change up a bit and just briefly jump over our workspace to see if we can find some beautiful reports here. We will not be building stuff, but better exploring. All right, so let's open, for example, this intercom space. And here we have this report, conversations by months by operator. So those space intercom is just our integration with intercom. So let's see how it's built. It uses those conversation database that comes with intercom integration, count of records as y-axis, created at field is used, grouped by months is used as x-axis, and teammates as a color. And we can, for example, see that Paulina is handling the most of intercom conversations. And even on this screen, we can press on Paulina here, and only her data will be left. Then I can press reset. Or we can, for example, filter her out and see who is the next leader. And probably it's our CIO, Michael. We can see how I perform, Sergey. So I have a few, like 3, 4 conversations each month. Good for me. Okay, let's find something else. Let's go to this accounting space, which we use, well, to track money. We can open those expenses by month reports. You know, I guess everyone is interested in money reports, at least I am. So here on y-axis is a number of USA dollars that we spent monthly working on Fibery. And here we see types of expenses, like, for example, how many we spent on marketing each month. You see October was a leader. Actually, how we create this report. We simply upload a CSV from our bank to Fibery, to some database in accounting space, and build report on it. Let's jump maybe to CRM space and see what we've got here. Let's open this active startups report. Okay, it's somehow slow today. Okay, this is type of report that we haven't seen yet. It's just a metric report. We've got just 3 numbers here. Number of startups workspaces, total users, and weekly active users. It is set up quite easily. So you just drag and drop those number fields in a report setup screen. Yeah, report is updating right now. We have quite a lot of workspaces, so it will take some time. Let's jump to something else. All right, let's jump to those world space. And here we have report, workspace, geographical distribution, and our lovely pie chart. So for example, here you can see continents where Fibery have workspaces, like how much in Europe, in America. Also, we have subregions and even by countries. As always, you can see those data in Data Reveal tab. All right, let's jump now to those vacations space. As I've told you, we use Fibery for many stuff and vacations as well. So for example, me being a software development or everyone else, when I need to take a day off, I simply go to this timeline and create a vacation, like 1 day long or 2 days long. And for example, if I later decide to work on weekends, I will create a day on. And later everything is calculated and we know how much vacations I've left or I've used all my vacations. 6 as well. So here we can see those reports and see how I'm going this year. Here am I, Sergey, and you can see that I've had 30 vacations this year, 7 day-ons, and only 3 days sick. Like I'm one of the leaders in terms of sick days. Good for me. I can even see when those days were, like 28th of May, 1st of December, and 31st of May. All right. All right. So that's probably it from me. Like 37 minutes have passed already. So I will probably jump to questions right now. Yeah, also some words about historical reports. I haven't covered this topic today because of time issues. It will require like maybe 30 minutes more. Basics will be the same. So the same report editor and all the stuff, but data will be different. And well, I'm quite experienced in report creation. And actually, it's quite easy to create something unmeaningful. You just drag those fields on chart, you see something, and only later you understand that those visualization makes no sense. So it's totally on you. And it's greatly depends on how well you understand your data. And historical data is a bit more complex in representation. And that's why we first need to dig into how history is stored in Fibery, and then we can understand how to get some useful insights from it. The most useful charts you can build on history are burn up, burn down charts, cumulative flow, or for example, you can see duration charts, like for example, how long your entities spend in average in testing state, or for example, ready for development state, or others. All data is stored, so it's just a matter of revealing it, Pie chart, no way. Yeah, that's correct. We also don't like pie charts. So, okay, let's me jump to questions. What's the name of the engine that you built the reporting with? So it's called Vizydrop, and right now it's not available as a standalone tool. It's just, as I've told, it only lives in integrations, as integration in tools like Fibery and Target Pros. We just stopped selling it as a standalone tool. Okay, let's me jump to ask a question section. Yeah, so Polina has answered to those one. What reports do you use to analyze software development progress in Fibery team? Do you track time for that? We don't do time tracking in Fibery team at all. So basically, we have those weekly meetings, status meetings, and we know how things are going. In terms of reporting, I've built one probably, but actually, yeah, cannot answer in particular because, like me being a software developer, I am not always dig into those data. Yeah, can you once again show your vacations report where employees were represented as a horizontal line and how it is built? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's go to configure report screen, and here each vacation or day on or sick database have those person field, which is actually a link, a reference to a user, reference field to a user, and this is count of records. And we use entity database name as a color, to divide those stuff. I can press those button, and it will simply change directions, and it will be similar to those product area importance that I built previously. If you prefer those horizontal lines, you can see it like this. Otherwise, you can see it like this. Okay, another question. Is it possible yet to refer to calculations in other calculations? It means one metric calculates the age, the other tracks the result of that, and it converts it into seconds or something. Yeah, no problem with that. So let me jump to those employees space again, to employees report. Okay, in this time we jump to those employees database because I've created a formula. It's actually a question not related to reports, but anyway, I can create a formula, and here I have those age field. It's a number. I can, what useful to do it, like divide it by 10. Makes no sense, but still. Or I can see if we, if a person is older than 50 years, I'll give him an old man checkbox, or like if he is like, I don't know, less than 20, I'll name him hipster. He's a hipster. So it's for sure possible. Another thing I wanted to show you that actually there was no need to create those age formula in Fibery. If you don't want, if you want to build a report and you lack some calculation, you don't have to build a formula. You can use those calculations directly here in report engine, and it is almost the same powerful as in Fibery. So for example, instead of age, I can use those date div function. For example, make a date div from birthday to now. In report engine, it's not today, it's called now. So some, differences in names here, sorry for that. And I use year as a, okay, in years, okay? I can use months or in years. And you will see that report will not change. I will see the same data. So I can simply remove those age formula fields and calculate it directly here in reports. Yeah, I know how to do it with fields. I was interested in report insight only calculations. Yeah, got you. No, it's not possible because no, you have to either copy paste your calculation, either create a formula field in Fibery. Maybe if we will introduce sometimes hidden fields in Fibery, that we have plans for that. So you can create some, fields you want to use, but you don't want to see them on entity, for example. Then so it will not overblow your UI. Can we add custom data sources? Yeah, good question. So let's see what it states here. I don't remember the latest status, whether it will link us just to whether Okay, let's see. Add a custom app. Okay, yeah, so it states it is possible, but you will have to learn our reporting API. So you need to create like an application, a web application yourself, where it will implement a certain APIs. Here is a list of it. But it's not so hard. Like so, you need authorization and returning your data, like schema of your data and actually your data. So basically, you need to just do two of those: this and this one, and authorization if you have any. If it is alls, it will be an easy one. I just tried to prepare a metric on my Fibery. It's not active. Could not load report module. Please try again later. Do I have to wait until I can use it? Could not load. Right, now we have a public. Okay, Paulina have already answered that. Yeah, sorry for inconvenience. Yeah, I'm reading if I'm checking if we have more questions here. And okay, it seems we don't. So yeah, Paulina answered that. Okay, so probably we will prepare a webinar about historical reports next time. I don't know when exactly. Need some preparation to be done. Also, like 20 or 30 minutes, I think it will be quite enough. But if you want to build one and not sure how to do it, you can just contact us over intercom, and we will for sure help you. All right, so that was it. So I probably end broadcast, and yeah, we can continue asking and answering questions in chat. Thank you everyone for participating. Was glad to get all you here, and bye bye.